Um, he's poor Wes is dealing with a whole bunch of weather issues. He's over there in, is it Arkansas or Alabama? Either one.
Arkansas.
Pretty much that entire region. It's
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas.
Alabama.
Yeah, that whole area is just a hotbed of meteorological activity right now. So, we're his internet went out, and we're hoping that he'll be able to join us soon. Um, but welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys are playing their Imperial characters. Um, Devin is playing Darren. And that's going to get confusing. Devin is Darren. Cameron is Chase.
I'm rolling terrible tonight, guys.
Wes is the colonel of the Marine squad. And what is Glenn's character's name?
Glenn's character's name is Happy.
Happy. Okay. So Happy is your guys' pilot.
Oh, cool.
And so Happy.
I'm Navy.
You are Navy.
You guys are Marines. I'm Navy. You think I'm just here to carry, shoot you, transport you around, and I think you're just here to be passengers.
Yeah, he's your Uber driver. Let's see. Not too far. There's Navy. So
You see my beautiful ship?
did you break out? Did you muster out with any, or did you get any ranks?
I'm rank 2.
You were rank 2. Okay. So you're a petty officer 3rd class?
No, I'm an officer.
Oh, so you're a sub-lieutenant. All right. Well, that means you got leadership 1. That's good.
Yes, I have leadership 1.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, he is your pilot. He's got some starcraft or starship piloting and some small craft piloting. Tell us a little bit about Happy.
Happy grew up in the Navy. Spent his whole life in the Navy.
Yeah.
Actually, not. Let's see.
Well, he's from sub-lieutenant, so
he's from a developed world.
Cool.
okay. Probably someplace like
Spacer
Tobiah.
Command. I was in the Spacer Command track.
Nice.
Spent all my time in the Navy. I have a little bit of money.
Excellent. A little bit
And
of
I
money is
have,
always good.
okay, I have an auto pistol, a Gauss pistol, and a cutlass.
Excellent.
And a portable computer.
Ooh, very nice.
And I have computer sensors 1 and drive wheel 1.
Okay.
And astrogation 2.
Okay. So
The math, huh?
where we left off, these guys have taken a. Well, they didn't take it, but they were ordered, or their ship was ordered, to basically be the command ship of a joint task group between the Imperial Colonial 203rd Frontier Fleet and the Scout Service. And the mission is essentially they left. Hold on, let me find my map. So they left Depress, and they have jumped to Caldos, and their end goal from Caldos, they will go to Tyr, basically showing the flag, and ultimately their destination is Tick Tick, and Tick Tick is to be interdicted. And there's not a whole lot of explanation, of course, but there is plenty of talk amongst the crews of the scout ships, which they are the scout ships. There are some scout ships that are already there that are awaiting your task group, and then there are some that are actually flying with the task group on this, and They are piloting 1,000-ton patrol tenders that, as we were talking about them last week, these are patrol tenders. They're a big 1,000-ton box.
So I didn't quite catch. Is Happy flying the bright light?
He would be flying. Yeah. So originally Happy had Capital Ship 2, but I suggested to him at the time that he made the character that he take Capital Ship 2, thinking that you guys were going to be bridge crew, but you three went the completely opposite direction, decided to be Marines, which I wholeheartedly endorse, because that really puts you right in the middle of the action. And so we switched his Capital Ship 2 to Starship 2 and Smallcraft 1. And so he is basically your drop pilot.
Ah,
And the ship that the Bright Light, so the Bright Light is home base. It is an Azanti High Lightning class. Why can't I find it? Ugh. It's been a jarring day, let me tell you. I know it's here. There it is. So these are the deck plans for the Azanti. I'm not particularly impressed with these deck plans, but let's see here. So it is a frontier cruiser, 60,000 tons. Basically, so frontier fleet, colonial fleets, usually get the ships that are, at that point they are either going to be moved to a breaker yard or they're going to be farmed out to the colonial fleet. So all of their ships are pretty old. The Azanti High Lightning, of course, is very old. And this is probably her last set of missions before she's going to be sent to a breaker yard. And her current class name is Bright Light. She, at one point, was named something else, and this was, she was redubbed Bright Light, and I remember when I picked the name, it was specific for something, and I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. It's not super important, but anyways, she was rechristened as Bright Light, and I believe it was following the third or fourth Frontier War. So, I mean, this ship has been around for a long time, and so this is, like I said, this is the last set of missions that she's going to be doing before being sent to a breaker yard. And so they are currently in the flotilla, the task group, as it were. There are 3 Gazelle-class close escorts, 1 Watchdog-class fleet picket, a Chrysanthemum-class destroyer escort, and a Kinonier-class colonial cruiser called the Sun Tzu, which you, as players, you know the Sun Tzu, but your characters probably don't know much about the Sun Tzu. And so they left the press, and they had their choice of where they wanted to go, and they chose, they had the choice between starting in either Janus or Caldos. They chose Caldos. And so they are currently on Caldos Orbital 1, which is a floating pile of junk around the main world. Caldos itself being a desert planet that is balkanized. The planetary governments don't have... Basically, the high port, Caldos Orbital 1, is the only starport that is really recognized, because each of these nations on Caldos each have their own starports, but they don't, the planet, because it is balkanized, doesn't have a central starport of its own. And so Caldos Orbital 1 is basically where all of that happens. And Caldos Orbital 1 is falling apart because 600 years ago, the Tyrian lordships had their butts kicked, and they left Caldos, and with them they took all their money. And so repairs are few and far between. As you can see in this picture, there are a couple of explosive decompressions going on. Pretty much everybody that does business here, they walk around the starport in in their vac suits, because you never know when something's going to go tits up and somebody's going to get sucked out into space. And so it is a fairly dangerous place. OSHA would not be pleased. There would be some fines handed out here. So the last thing that they did is they did send for a technical crew to come and try and fix some of these airlock problems. And the Commodore of the Bright Light has instructed these crews, the technical crews, to essentially they are to only do repairs that are going to affect you guys specifically. And specifically, you guys are trying to load cargo, or because the flotilla is operating at 80% of its normal operating capacity as far as stores go. So that is where they are currently at. And the next move was for the Marines, who are showing the flag on Caldas Orbital, to make it to the administrator's office and request resupply. And kind of use the fact that they are bringing down a technical team as a chit, of goodwill, and they can play that card. Before we get started, we'd like to thank one of the friends of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. And today we would like to thank Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard makes wonderful beard products such as oils, balms, butters, beard wash, and co-wash. And they have a women's line called Fable. Yep, that is a beard balm right there. That is the Hero, which is what I'm also wearing. It smells of light cologne and pipe tobacco. They also have a women's line at FableBeauty.com. And all of their scent profiles are a different fantasy character. That was the Hero. Another favorite of mine is Dr. Wolf, which smells of blueberries and pipe tobacco. It's really very nice. But they have a plethora of different scents available, so I highly recommend going through and finding one that might suit you. They do have a buy one, get one free option for new customers. If you go to FableBeardCo.com and create an account, you can put 2 beard oils into your cart, and when you check out, you can use the code FIRST in all capital letters, and that will get you your second beard oil for free. We also have a merch store via Zazzle. We've got hoodies and t-shirts and buttons and a beer stein, and there is just a bunch of stuff on there, and 100% of the proceeds from that channel, or excuse me, from that store, go back into our channel. And it basically helps us with all of the little minor things that we have to pay for every month, such as Roll20 Pro subscription, or Incarnate, or any of these other tiny little $5 here, $10 there, that seem to add up to $20 or $30 by the end of the month. So if you want to help us out, go get yourself a hoodie or a t-shirt, and we appreciate everything you do for us. So I have been, I did my prep work for today's game only on my tablet, and which, hey, you know what? I've got a really super powerful tablet. I love it. It is a Galaxy S6, Galaxy Tab S6. So it's not the newest model, but it's got some horsepower behind it, and it does almost everything I need it to do. The weird thing is that this is a sign that you're getting old, is that you get into specific patterns of how you do things, and if you can't do it that way, then your entire day gets fucked up. So because I don't have this huge monitor and I can't have 10,000 screens open, it has delayed, so it dramatically reduced my productivity. And so I've been fighting with that in a hotel room while we have workers basically. Well, it's turning out to be a complete remodel of our bathroom. They initially went in to just find a couple of leaks, and now and now it has come down to we're getting an all new wall, brand new bathtub after they had just refinished the bathtub. Not, I don't, was it a month ago? I don't think it was even a month ago. And so yeah, that's out in two pieces. It actually tore in half when they pulled it out. So no refinishing that. That one's done. And so we're getting a new tub and a new shower insert, and yeah. So yeah. Which means we're in a hotel room till sometime next week. The cats, we left them here. Supposed to have locked them in the bedroom, and come to find out, Indy, the younger one, wasn't in the bedroom. He had snuck his ass out of the bedroom, and we shut the door and left. And then all the workers came in and were doing work, and he's been ninja hiding, all throughout the house, yelling Wolverines every time the workers come in and out. And so yeah, he he was glad to see that we were home, but he was really sketchy that that he thought there were going to be some more people coming in behind us, But
Yeah.
so yeah, it's been crazy hectic.
Yeah.
But I'm able to come back from the hotel to run the game. So Wes isn't here. We will say this is Wes. Wes tells you guys to greet the technical team that is being sent over from Brightlight. He's going to go to the administrator's office, and he's going to try and use his super high social abilities to talk this administrator into giving them a really good deal on getting supplies. And so you guys are basically standing on this dilapidated concourse. The concourse of this ship of this station doesn't look like it's been updated in probably
200 years.
more than that. I mean, there's still some stuff here that like the veneer is coming off, and underneath you can still see some of the original architecture from the Sindalian Empire. So I mean, this orbital has been here a really, really long time, and it is in really, really poor shape. And everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
Let's see. I have intellect. I don't have recon.
Oh, -3.
I got 10.
-2. That means I roll a -2. By the way, my social's 11.
Wow. So you have some nobility as well. I think Devin, weren't you the one?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you two probably rub elbows somewhere in Tobias subsector. You're probably both of nobility. I would say you're probably at least a knight or a baron, or the son of a baron, or the son of a baron.
I'm sorry, but it's when you say that, all I can think of is the other B word.
Right. So yeah, you two probably know each other.
How did I do that? I got an 8 with a -2.
Well, you still shit. You succeeded. Okay. What did Darren get on his check?
10.
Oh, okay. So you all got it. So the pinnace docks with the technical team, and the technical team comes out, and their lieutenants basically, actually probably not even lieutenants, probably a sergeant. And he's pointing out where he wants them to go, and basically he's doing what the Commodore told him to do. They are securing airlocks that your ships are going to use to transfer cargo, which, of course, they're going to leave those particular airlocks much better than they found them. And because Imperial lives matter more so than the lives of the people on the station. But one of the mandates that you guys are operating under is that you're not supposed to really show too much favoritism. You got to and this is especially true with tier. You've got to remain as neutral as possible, and so they're going to go through and they're going to fix some stuff, but it's mostly wherever your boot prints are going to have traveled that is stuff that's going to get fixed. While he introduces himself, and out of the corner of your eyes as you're talking to this sergeant, you see that a cargo airlock has opened, and you see two large pallets are brought in, full of crates with a tarp over them, and they are kind of cinched down. And you see this dirty-looking captain jump up on top of the crates, and several of his crew are kind of standing around. They are all openly armed, and he's standing on top of these crates on this pallet, and he starts yelling out that they are selling advanced military hardware to the highest bidder, and he is basically setting up a fucking auction right here in the middle of the concourse to sell these different munitions that he's got under these tarps. And you can see that there is a crowd starting to form.
Let's join that crowd.
Yeah, let's join the crowd. Might as well.
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
I pull out my camera and start recording.
Okay.
I know. It's what Wes would have wanted.
That's what Wes would have wanted, yes. Hold on.
Poor guy hasn't gained enough.
Yeah, he's just having a tough time lately. Car eats shit, and then his internet goes out, and
Tornado goes down the
tornado
neighborhood.
goes past through his front yard. Yeah.
I used to watch tornado when I lived in Arkansas many years ago. I used to watch tornadoes run up and down the runway
Ugh.
Oh, that's
No
fine.
thanks.
at the Air Force Base.
So this guy is calling out, and essentially, so there's they've opened up some of the crates. They've flipped the tarp back, and they've opened up some of these crates, and you can see that a lot of these are a lot of this stuff is tech level 8. Well, all of it's tech level 8. Assault rifles, carbines, sniper rifles, support weapons, some light anti-armor weaponry. He's got landmines, he's got grenades. All of it is stamped with the markings of Trojan Hardware, who has their headquarters, or rather large distribution center on Janus. And there are a number of these different ship captains and whatnot that are bidding, and they're not bidding on one or two items. They're bidding on multiple lots of like entire infantry weapons packages. So they'll have the whole gambit of crap in them.
Is this like illegal in any way that we're aware of?
Well, this is not so. So this is one of the things that Caldos is known for, that they will set up, some ship captains will set up auctions like this right in the middle of the concourse, basically allowing other freighter captains to do speculative trade. And you don't know sometimes, what stuff is going to be worth. You've never heard of anybody openly selling military hardware, but then again, there's not really too many laws that exist. Let
Okay.
me take a look.
Particularly at tech level 8.
Yeah, it
Right.
doesn't seem like it's very good shit, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, that's almost
Plus,
like, kids' toys.
we're not necessarily the police here either. So,
Yeah, but if it was like really awesome stuff and we knew it was illegal, we might be able to like take it
yeah,
ourselves.
that's true.
So Caldos. Wow, Caldos does have a tech level, or excuse me, a law level of 9. Seems really, really high.
It's because it's a space station and they don't want more holes in it. I
So
guess
what's
that's what
what's
I'm
the
guessing.
station got tech level?
Well, originally it was tech level 15. It is not. It would not be really considered that now. Where did my law levels go?
I mean, it's got to be law level 0 if they're selling weapons in the open.
Hmm. I'm having a hard time believing this. Double check something. I don't believe you. Oh, maybe it. No, that is correct. That it is. It says it is law level 9.
That's like you can't even pee.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. No peeing
They
on
don't
closed
want
or locked
people.
doors.
They don't want people poking holes in each other's tracksuits.
That's
The
probably why
whole
it's law level
system.
9. I mean, law level 9 is all weapons are and armor. Everything's banned. You guys, of course, are Imperial, so I mean, we didn't really talk about. What you would probably not be wearing battle dress because that's
Yeah,
not what this
really
kind of
good.
mission is.
They're wearing vac suits, from what I
Yeah,
recall.
I know you. Yeah, you're probably wearing your vac suits. But um, you would have your sidearms
Okay,
and
I'm gonna wait for
any bladed weapons you want to carry would be acceptable.
All right,
So,
I just got a cool knife.
yeah, I
I've
mean,
got I've got a cutlass and a Gauss pistol. That's
knowing
it,
knowing
almost.
knowing that this
Can
is
I buy some weapons while I'm here?
knowing that this is law level 9 on the station. All three of you can make another recon plus intellect check.
11.
Wow, shit.
Gotta make that. Yeah, I'm rolling great.
3.
Don't worry, I'll tell you.
I missed out.
5.
So
I get a 5.
so Happy and Darren are just kind of watching this display go on. Jace, you notice the first thing that pops out to you is you kind of look around, and you do see that there are a couple of station security, and they are keeping they're keeping an eye on the situation, but they're keeping their distance. They don't seem
You
to
know,
be they don't seem to be too they don't seem to be too agitated that this crew is essentially openly breaking the law by selling military grade weaponry on their concourse. And they do seem to like they are looking around and they're keeping in there's probably about 5 of them. You see that they are keeping in contact with one another via headsets, but they're not moving to stop it.
I'll say, what's the point of having security at all? And I'll point it out to my friends. You're bullshit.
You see a door. You see a airlock door open from one of these small craft bays, and you see a group of fairly pissed off. Well, they're well dressed for Caldos. Um, Darkly tanned individuals, because Caldos is a desert world. They have apparently come up from the planet, and they are shouting at at the crew. On the other side, you see another small craft door open up, and another group comes out, dressed similarly, and they're pissed off and shouting at the group, and now they're shouting at the other group that came out shouting. And apparently what is going on is what both of these two irritated groups of people are saying is that the lots that are being sold were already sold to their individual nations on the planet. And the captain was already paid by those individual nations. And now he's selling the weapons to... Again, right? Yes. He's not just double dipping, he's triple dipping. And things are getting pretty ugly. And Jace, you note that more than a couple of the individuals in these parties are keeping... They've got weapons in their belts. They're not openly displaying them, but you can spot them as they are, and there's some of them that have a hand in their shirt, like they're ready to pull.
Do we have any jurisdiction here, or should we just get the fuck out of the way?
Well, you guys are Imperial Marines. If you decide to claim jurisdiction, potentially nobody's going to stop you. Until after the fact.
Okay. Well, does anybody feel like a hero today? Or do we not really give a shit?
So let me think. So
it looks like it's gonna work itself out, like violently, but like you know, but that's what you get when you triple dip.
It might be a little more violent than we want to be.
We're just moving boxes around and shit, right?
Yeah, it's not, you know.
I'm happy we're recording this going, my God, I get to see some bloodshed?
Yeah, I think I'm going to step out of the way, and if it becomes
this is right up your alley.
Then I'm going to bloodshed. But if I don't, if it's going to work itself out, then I don't really care. That's my suggestion. I'm going to go move the boxes like I was ordered to.
Okay. Just a second.
Feel free.
Yeah, I'm
noble boy.
I think if I were to step in, it would be in the way of trying to calm the situation. Like try to persuade the.
Yeah, use that social.
Yeah, I'll use that social score. I don't have persuade though. I have deception.
That works too.
Yeah, I could try to be like,
I have persuasion
or if you guys don't calm down, then the Imperials are my group is going to come in here and destroy all of you. So let's calm it down right now.
Okay.
Figure your shit out.
So go ahead and make a deception plus social check.
Okay. $11.
Okay.
Damn.
So the two angry groups you get their attention, and things kind of settle down, and all eyes are now on Darren. Happy, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna record it. What I'm an evil officer. What the hell do you expect me to do?
Well, I mean, you could do some persuasion. You can record it. You've got your personal computer. Yeah. I mean,
I can do persuasion. I've got 0 in persuasion and 1 in social.
That's a +1.
Nice.
So you could try to persuade them to disperse. You could, or whatever else you want to persuade them to do. Darren has the attention of the two angry groups. The captain seems like he's kind of irritated that his potential sales have been interrupted. He's kind of like, no, wait, no, this isn't under imperial jurisdiction. Don't listen to them.
Punch him in the face, Darren.
I'm gonna go talk to the guards, the security people.
Okay.
They must
And I'm
be
gonna
in on
ask
it.
them,
They've been bribed.
Yeah.
is this a problem that he's trying to sell this stuff more than once? Do you guys need to look into this?
They're like, the one security guard just kind of laughs and he goes,
And I roll a 12 on persuasion.
yeah, he just kind of laughs and he goes, I mean, that wouldn't be that wouldn't be the first time that sort of thing has happened here on Caldos Orbital.
And it's not part of your responsibilities to look at thieves?
And he opens up his vest pocket and pulls out like 1,000 credits, and he goes, "Not my problem today," and he tucks it back into his pocket.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were honorable people. I must have confused you with somebody.
Him and one of the other, they both look at him and the other guard both look at each other and they just start laughing. They're like, honorable, yeah. And the other guard goes, 1,000 credits will buy a whole bunch of honor.
Yeah. I think I will try to get the captain to honor his deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can make a. How are you going to go about that?
I'm gonna say these fine people have got a issue with you. Please resolve it so that we don't have any bloodshed here today.
Go ahead and make a persuasion plus social check.
Okay. Let's see. It's,
2.
yeah, so that's 8.
Shit. Okay. So,
He can see that you're loyal.
You can see
in your face.
So
Like, I gotta obey.
the captain jumps down off of the various crates, and he comes up and grabs your uniform or your vac suit, and he slaps into your hand 1,000 credits, and he says, "Look, man," and he goes, "I'll grease your palm if you can get me and my people out of here and get us safely to our docking bay, so that we can get out of here and not have to deal with these people. These guys can go ahead and divvy up their stuff, and we'll just leave it here. But you're right. I clearly overestimated the situation or underestimated the situation, and didn't expect them to get up here so quickly."
All right. Well, I'll get Jace to. I'll tell Jace subtly that that I've got some money for Jace if he wants to help clear these guys out of here.
Okay.
I am the only one moving the boxes.
It's up to you.
Now I gotta. You're taking a bribe.
Might as well.
I didn't necessarily
You're like-
take it. It just ended up in my hand.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I look around for a cargo drone.
Whoever wants to hop on the dolly with the box, I can move them also. How about that?
That works.
I'll look around for a cargo drone to help move this stuff.
Okay. Hold on here.
That works out to like 300 credits a piece.
I mean, I'm an officer and
Little,
I'll pick this stuff up.
little money. Not my personal problem.
I mean, Marines carry stuff, not naval officers.
I'm not worried about the cargo. I just want to get the guy out of here. The guy.
We'll pretend to arrest him. Duh.
Okay. All right.
That'll make everyone happy.
I'll arrest him. Pretend to arrest him.
Okay, so you go ahead and make
That's a
a
good idea.
go ahead and make a deception plus social check.
Okay. That I can do. Let's see. That's 7.
Yeah, that's enough to make it believable. So
Okay.
you are going through the motions of grabbing him and arresting him, and he says, "Oh, thanks, man." He says, we're in docking bay 72." He says, "The ship is registered as Poor Thing."
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, let's get this guy to the port.
I remember that name from some other time.
From a past
A
life.
premonition.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Happy remembers the name of Poor Thing from a past life.
Past life. There you go.
Fuck.
So, Happy, you do find that there is a Type C cargo loader, and I might actually have... Yeah, I do. This is what a Type C cargo loader looks like. It is basically a very stupid robot. But it can act as either a robot or a drone, but when acting as a bot, it is not super intelligent. But then again, it doesn't have to be. All it has to do is pick things up and move them to where you want them to go. And so you do see that there's a Type C cargo loader available for moving, transporting cargo from various ships from one bay to another.
Awesome. That's great for me.
So what does Happy want to do with it?
Happy wants to tell her where to go and wait for somebody to put the crates on the forklift and then where to take it and drop the cargo off.
Okay, so Happy Happy tells this Type C to go pick up some of the cargo. It does. And then Happy is immediately surrounded by these two groups of angry government officials from down on the planet. And I use the term official very loosely, but they kind of are all around Happy, and they're all bickering about where such and such crates are supposed to go and who they belong to, and so they're all talking at once. What's Jace doing?
Moving fucking boxes.
You're still grabbing the tech team's boxes.
I'm the only one working because I want to get out of here. This sucks, guys.
Yeah, this place sucks. I want to go home.
It does. Why did we even come here? That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
So
It was worth the
So the
1,000
sergeant
credits.
of the tech team, you bring in the last of the crates, and the sergeant of the tech team is like, "Wow, didn't take you Marines very long to come down here and be seen." So Happy is dealing with these angry guys. Darren, what are you doing with the arrested captain and his crew?
I'm gonna take them towards the Imperial ship for a minute,
Okay.
and then direct them away from this crowd here.
Okay.
So it seems like I'm taking them under arrest, and then I'm going to allow them to go free once they're out of sight of this area.
Okay. So you go ahead and make a stealth plus dex check.
Stealth plus text. Oh my god.
You
New
talked your way out
characters.
of
Oh my god, I got back box cards. I got 9.
Okay, so you successfully get them kind of towards your ship, and while the two groups are all arguing with one another surrounding Happy, they're not paying attention to what you're doing, and you kind of slip them into a service causeway, and you kind of get him out of his handcuffs, and the captain of Poor Thing thanks you profusely, and he says, "Wow, man, you're right. You're right. I shouldn't have tried to scam those guys, but I guess a little bit of money is better than none." And he says, "We really owe you one."
Well, that's good to know. Thank you.
And him and his crew take the service causeway and make their way through service tunnels back towards where Poor Thing is docked.
Nice. I'll head back.
Okay.
See if I can help Happy.
So yeah, Happy. These guys are all talking. You can make a your choice, either diplomat plus soc or persuasion plus soc. You try and talk your way out of this and get them all of their rightfully owned equipment, and not one bullet more.
This is interesting. Both persuasion and diplomat are 0.
Well, at least you're not at a -3.
And I get a 10.
Okay, so by the time that Darren makes his way back from the service causeway to where Happy is, Happy seems to have taken control of the situation and is kind of divvying out these boxes according to what these individuals are able to tell them or tell him what they have, their governments have purchased from the captain of Poor Thing. And so this Type C cargo loader is just going back and forth and moving, back and forth and moving. What's Jace doing now that the technicians' crates are all brought in? The sergeant at this point has divvied out the crates, the technical crates, and has his crews going about effecting repairs on many of these cargo or these different airlocks.
Shit, there's not much else to do but try and help, right? Might as well. Or I would if I had any skill in that whatsoever.
Well, Jace, make a recon plus intellect check.
Okay. Ooh, not good.
Oh shit.
Let's see. So 5.
Oof. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
horrid. So you guys are actually in this larger ring, like right about here, and you see, you guys are dealing with stuff. Jace, you start to move back over towards the rest of the group, and now that things seem to be calming down, and this Type C cargo loader is moving about, and the first thing that happens is everybody's ears plug up.
Uh-oh.
Ugh. I should have gone back to the ship. This thing is such a piece of shit. Oh.
Everybody can
Okay, put on your helmets.
I was just going to say everybody can make a vac suit plus dex, and this is just a easy check or routine check of 6+.
10.
There's a good
Do
one.
you have that, Sarah? I do have one. Okay. So, 10. I think you made it. Yeah.
Excellent.
11.
Excellent. So you guys, all of your ears plug up, and you all go, "Oh crap!" and you put on your helmet. The thing that Jace missed is way up on the top of the ceiling. There was a little yellow caution light that started twirling around that was denoting a pressure difference, and that's bad. That's not supposed to happen. And suddenly, one of the windows blows out, and there is a sucking of atmosphere going out through this explosive decompression. Now, this window is maybe like the size of your living room window, so it's probably not terribly large. It's enough to suck somebody out, though. And so everybody can make a. This is a good question. Everybody can make. You can make an athletics dex check to grab onto something. Either a vac suit plus dex or an athletics plus dex check to grab onto something to prevent being sucked out.
8.
Perfect.
9.
Perfect.
I also got 9.
Excellent. So you guys all grab onto something.
And we watch the rest of them go.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So there are
15 guys are floating out in space.
So most everybody inside, they were all wearing vac suits as well. They have all taken emergency measures, but you do see one of the security guards. He must be new. He didn't do very well, and he gets sucked out of the window out into space. And you note that he was fumbling to get his helmet on as he was sucked out.
Oh man, did he leave any of his
like,
credits behind?
Bye. It was nice seeing you. I ain't gonna jump out there and put your helmet on.
Fuck. I want to get out of here immediately.
The cargo loader with a pallet full of weapons gets sucked up off of the floor and goes up and slams into the window. The cargo crate slams up against the window, sealing it, and all of the gear inside of that cargo crate gets sucked out into space behind the security guard. And now you can hear the alarms start to go off, but the pressure starts to go back down, and now there is the sucking vacuum has died down, and you're actually able to stay on the floor. And you can see that there are a number of emergency crews that are moving. Your own tech crew is moving to try and seal the window. But alas, the poor guard that got sucked out, his helmet never did get sealed on, and he's now a corpsicle floating around, orbiting the hyport. Alas, we didn't know you well, but oh well.
C'est la vie, such a space.
Yes. Yes. Hey, that guy died during character creation. So
there must be lots of bodies floating around this thing.
You would think, yeah. They go through and clean up every now and again, you know. Every time this happens, now that I've seen Avenue 5, I can't get it out of my head about, because they bring up the fact, you know, whenever you see a sci-fi show that's like, oh, well, we'll have some big naval burial ceremony and shoot the body out into space. That's not how it works. If you shoot the body out into space, it's going to go out, and then it's going to end up orbiting. I mean, unless you have it in a coffin that has its own propellant, it's going to sit there and orbit around your ship now. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, they won't do that after you jump out.
Well, yeah, after you jump, then you're clear. But, yeah.
But it'll be way the hell out there.
Yeah, 100 diameters out. You know, there's just this body floating out there. So
the psychopomps had it right. You recycle them into giant Legos.
Yes, you turn them into Legos. Stuff. Yes, exactly. So Wes comes back and he you know, he's chewing on a cigar, and he's like, "What in the hell is going on out here?" And so you guys kind of fill him in on what has transpired. And I need you. Let's see here. Somebody. Need to find my supplies check. Should be. There it is. So Caldos Orbital is a... That's not right. Is it a Class B? You guys remember if it was Class B? That's what this one book is saying, but I could swear to it was a Class B.
I thought it was a Class B, and that's why we picked it.
Yeah, that was like
That
the
does sound right. That sounds right. So yeah, it is it is listed as a Class B starport, although you're not seeing how.
Fucking lied. It's the
That's because it was 200 years ago.
yeah. Okay, it was Class B once.
Yeah, at one time it was Class B. So they have 24,000 units, supply units available. Somebody can roll 8d6.
Roll what?
8d6.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they have agreed to sell. They have 24,000 units. They can sell 2,300 per day to help bring your flotilla up to snuff, up to 100%. And Wes's character has set this all up with the administrator, and he then tells you, he's like, well, maybe I should go back and try to negotiate for a better deal, and then he just kind of laughs and he's like, I'm not going to do that. It's government money. It's not my money. And so
it's all fake money anyway.
He looks the situation over and he thinks that you guys did a pretty darn good job, and he tells you that you've got some leave, a couple of hours before you're supposed to be back aboard Bright Light. And he says, in Wes's mind, the best way for you to show the flag is if a bunch of Marines and their Navy pilot find a tavern and drink with the locals.
Do they have a generic? Right. Does this place have a generic?
But that's probably their fine dining establishment. Is a generic.
Where did the regular?
I'm an officer.
I'll go with the regular people. That sounds good.
Gotta get to know your subjects, huh?
Besides, I got high soch. I want to go with the people here that are.
Yeah, generic bar and grill is available on Caldos Orbital, and strangely enough, I mean, this is probably the first time that you would think this is that the generic tavern or generic bar and grill looks better than the rest of the station that it's built in. And even so, being on such a dilapidated station, it still looks like every other generic you've ever been in. They all look the same floor plan, the same layout, the same menus, everything. And so, yeah, you can go in. They do have a full stock of generic spirits and beers and wines, and they just come in a stainless steel can. Like a stainless steel bottle that just says beer on it, or whiskey, or in black letters. That's how they sell them. They'll have like one in a can, one in a stainless steel bottle that says top shelf whiskey.
I'll drink some beer.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink some beer for sure.
I'll order a flask of scotch.
Okay. Yeah. 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 They look like stainless steel water bottles. They're just full of booze. They're like, here you go. Everybody can roll a d6.
6.
2.
6.
Okay. So, let me free up some memory here.
Man,
My-
this
my
is not
PDF
very good scotch.
My PDF reader is starting to go, oh my god, that's a lot of bucks. I don't know why. I've got 32 gigs of RAM. PDFs don't take up that much memory, but whatever. Let's see.
So you're in a motel room for a week?
Well, yes. So who got the 6s?
Darren
I did.
and yeah,
Darren and who?
Happy.
Okay.
Happy.
So Darren and Happy, one of the station administrators, is having dinner in generic, and this administrator comes up and he gives all three of you passes to stay in what passes as a luxury hotel here on Caldas Orbital 1 for the duration that you're here. He's like, you guys helped us out on the concourse today, and so you should not have to you shouldn't have to bunk back at your ship, and so I want to give everybody passes to you can stay at this luxury resort, all expenses paid. You get your room, food, all you can drink.
Awesome.
On the
Wow.
house, and as a thank you from Caldas Orbital.
Nice.
Good work.
And is this a generic hotel?
No, it is. Hold on a moment, I will tell you.
Okay, where'd the shot glass go?
Go.
I guess I'll have to get the other one out.
There we go.
Well, here's the alternate shot glass.
The alternate.
This is better than generic.
I would hope.
Hmm?
I said I would hope. So,
So what do you think? Is this better than generic?
Oh yeah. So this is a Advantage hotel, which normally Advantage is kind of like a Motel 6. But at one point, this Advantage hotel, it looks like they bought it, and it was something else before, and so it has. I mean, it is run down. But at one point, this looked like it was probably a high-end Sandalian luxury hotel here, and now it is quite run down. The fountain still works, and there's a fireplace in the lobby that flickers on and off every once in a while, but for the most part, it provides a modicum of heat and atmosphere. And so, I mean, it's not it's the most interesting Advantage hotel you've been in. It's not the
So how
the
do you
finest
sleep in
looking
a
place.
how do you sleep in a vac suit?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that's up to you.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to do this. I'm going to sleep on a ship just because I don't want to get exploded out into space.
What did Darren roll? Or I'm sorry, what did Jace roll?
Too.
2. So, so Jace, you're having your drink, and you are approached by some of the locals that saw what you did, trying to assist the tech crews, and they invite all of you to go on a tour of a ship that they have in currently in what they're referring to as dry dock. And
Was there something
and
cool about it?
well, this ship that they have in dry dock is rumored to have been present and served in a fleet, an Imperial fleet during the Third Frontier War.
Ooh, cool. All right, I'm down for that.
Are we
It's
all
a
invited?
ship. I have to go.
You what?
It's a ship. I have to go.
Okay.
I have to go
Yeah, I'd
see
check it out.
the history of my beloved Navy.
So yeah, they take you to this. It's not really anything spectacular. It is an old freighter, 1,000-ton freighter that they have in the dry dock, and the guy that's giving you the tour is actually wearing an old Third Frontier War style naval uniform, and he's giving you the tour of the ship. It's very quite cramped, even compared to what you're used to. I mean, Imperial ships, unlike Sindalian vessels, they don't spare an inch of space, and so on this ship, some of the corridors are narrow enough that if somebody else wants to come through, you have to turn sideways to let them through. And
Hmm.
the guy giving you the tour is explaining, that this ship was a fleet tender during the Third Frontier War, and that um, uh, she's currently in dry dock, but he says that she's still operational. And around a corner, you see a guy step out, and he's got a full beard, a full white beard, and he steps out, and he has captain's bars on.
And do I?
Holy
Maybe
shit.
I'll ask him. Were you here for the Third War, Frontier War?
Probably not, but he is the current captain of the ship, the Kumkeki, and wants to know why you're not saluting the captain of the ship.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like, let's respect him. Like we're supposed
Not my
to.
So
Navy.
Jace is
He's not in my
saluting.
Navy.
They're all cool. Yeah.
Actually, he is your Navy. He is wearing an Imperial uniform.
Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe.
All of their uniforms are older, but they are Imperial uniforms.
So are y'all in the Imperial Navy?
He says that they are actually assigned to the 203rd Colonial Fleet, and you see an ensign come up and hand him a data pad, and he signs off, and he says, "Set course," and you feel the ship shudder as it departs dock.
Oh wow.
Oh, we're stuck on it. Oh, great.
He's
And,
probably gonna go like one lap around and
And
then come back.
he
I thought
looks
it was dry docks.
he looks at Darren, and he goes, and he kind of laughs. And he goes, "Don't worry, I just thought I'd give you a ride back to your ship."
Awesome. Classic.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And he invites you all up to the bridge.
Need
And
any help? Need any help with this, sir?
he says, "Be my guest." And The ship is
I've
actually
I've
quite
never
tiny.
piloted a ship this old.
Yeah, yeah. Third Frontier War. This is an old boat, and so you get up to the bridge, and he says, "Be my guest," and you kind of take a third pilot's position behind the front two, and yeah, she's handling quite well. He says she's old. We had to put her into dry dock here. Had some old quirks that had to be ironed out, but you know, you guys yourselves are stationed on an old ship, so I'm sure you all know uh, exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, he gives you a ride. Takes probably about an hour and gets you guys back over to the Bright Light, and he offers. They dock, and he salutes you, and he says, "Good work on Caldos Orbital 1."
Thank you, sir.
He
We're back.
says,
Yeah.
you're very welcome, and you guys are back aboard Bright Light.
Nice.
That's cool. That guy was great.
Yeah.
I am going to sleep here rather than at the resort.
Yeah, I didn't
I don't
particularly
want
want
to
to
die.
sleep in my vac suit.
Yes, back aboard your ship that actually functions. So you guys are probably going to be stationed over on deck 11, more than likely. And this is just a really weird. This is just a really weird layout. I mean, they almost did this layout like it's a ring, and I don't think this is right. But anyway,
Oh well.
we'll use it. So you're probably over here on deck 11, and as you are heading over, or heading to deck 11 to your quarters, you are called over the intercom and told to report to the Commodore's office on the bridge.
Let's report. Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Moment.
Uniform of the day, or
Yeah,
you want us to put our mess dress or our just whites on?
probably uniform of the day. So here is the bridge of the Bright Light.
Cool.
I like how the Commodore gets to wear a fucking cape.
Yeah, that's
Like,
interesting.
are you a Commodore or are you a Paladin? Yes.
Does he have blue skin?
Can't tell.
No.
Maybe.
But
Okay.
anyways, you come into the Commodore's office, and so one of the things that happened that Glenn doesn't know about. Let me find this guy. So as you were, as the ship was leaving Depress, they were delayed because a fleet courier came hauling ass out of jump into the system, did some dangerous high braking maneuvers at high speed, and approached the ship. And it is captained by this individual, Lieutenant Commander Gil Gabrota, and he arrived and told the Commodore of the Bright Light that he was under explicit orders that Bright Light was to escort him, or to not escort him, but to take him along on their mission to interdict Tick Tick. That his mission, which is classified, is kind of coincides with your mission. And when asked, to further elaborate, everybody that asked that question is told that, it's all very hush-hush and need to know, and it is...
You don't need.
And you don't need to know, right. And they did their due diligence and verified that he is who he says he is, and so he has now been attached to the mission. You guys come into the Commodore's office, and the Commodore Commodore Bereni is sitting there, and she is just tapping her nails on the desk, like she is clearly pissed off, doing her best to not blow her top. But as you come in, she says, "Oh, good." She says, Lieutenant Commander Gabroda here tells me that he needs to take a side mission in his ship, the Icarus, to Dostoevsky. He says that there are some sites, or there are some orders he needs to pick up from the research base on Dostoevsky. The problem is that his crew of the Icarus, because he jumped them without break all the way from the Spinward Marches, they are dangerously suffering from exhaustion. And she says our doctors have checked them out. They are suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome, and so he needs Marines, and he needs somebody to pilot his ship to Dostoevsky. I am making this a voluntary mission. You don't have to go on this mission if you don't want to. She says, ultimately, I can assign somebody else, but this is up to you if you choose to do so.
I like the idea of going to Dostoevsky.
I like the idea of going with that creepy weird guy and learning more about him.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Somebody should.
Do I get to pilot the ship?
Yes, you can pilot the ship. Hold on here.
Hey, I'm a pilot. Any place I get to go be pilot, it's good with me.
You can be a gunner, I guess, right?
Can you? That's
I
my
don't
idea.
have to. You?
So, Lieutenant Avery Ando is Gil Gabroda's right-hand man, his first officer of the Icarus, so he is also present. He doesn't really say much. But what he does say is he's, if you guys are going to volunteer, he tells the Commodore, says, yes, this crew will do.
The alternative is hanging out here. Is that right?
Continue and waiting for the supplies to be loaded. And Lieutenant Commander Gabroda tells Commodore Bereni that the Icarus, he will return the Commodore's crew, you guys, and the Icarus will meet them at Tyr.
All right. That sounds
So
like a plan.
we go to Dostoevsky, we go to Tyr afterwards.
Correct.
Got it.
So
So
this guy looks like he's trouble.
Yeah, probably.
What kind of jump
Deception 2, slug 2, blade 2, Gauss pistol,
Well, you wouldn't know
static
that from
blade,
looking at him.
strength 9, dexterity 9. He's +3 on his weapons.
So essentially, you're going to do a 2 parsec jump to Dostoevsky, and then 2, 3, 4, and a 4 parsec jump to Tyr, of which move you guys over here now, since that's what we decided to do. Oh,
okay.
Actually,
I thought that was somewhere else.
yeah, no, sorry, that was bright light. Sorry. So yeah, so you'll go from 2 parsecs to Dostoevsky, and then do a 4 parsec jump to Tyr directly, and that is possible given that the Icarus has that kind of jump range. So this will be the ship that you will be assigned to, is a 400-ton thrust 5, jump 5 fleet courier.
Nice.
She's quite a bit newer than what you guys are used to. This is
Two triple turds.
a line ship, so this isn't a colonial ship. This is much newer.
Wow. Sounds fun.
Yeah, that's what our main ship has.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not impressed at all then.
But it's a small ship to be able to do that. So.
Yeah,
That's
400
pretty cool.
tons. That's not very big at all. And essentially, these ships are used very similar to the way the X-boat system is used for civilians. Fleets are dispersed all over the place, and they have to be able to communicate. And since there's no faster than light communication, they will dispatch courier ships that either have supplies or sometimes they'll have crew replacements, or a lot of times they'll be carrying top secret information, things of that nature. And so this is what the Navy uses to jump between those fleets, which is why it has such the massively high jump.
Yeah,
As you can see, looking at the engine room, it's basically all engines, or at least half of it is engines.
that's pretty cool.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to this trip.
You'll think too.
Yeah, engines and power plant. That's basically a third of this boat is engines and batteries. And so he welcomes you aboard. He tells you as you board. He welcomes you onto the bridge, and Happy can take his position. And he immediately tells you to go ahead and set course for Dostoevsky. So who wants to make an astrogation check?
Happy.
Okay, that's astrogation plus intellect.
Intellect or education. And it's a routine check of 6+.
Intellect is a 10, so that's a plus. Oh, it's 2, right?
Yeah, it's 6+. So yeah, there you go. All right, and you can then go. Somebody can make a. Does anybody have engineering J drive?
Nope.
Nope, somebody else is gonna have to do that shit.
All right. Well, we've got some people on that can do that.
Good.
And they jump you, and so you are in jump for the next week. And the captain kind of brings you aside into the common area, and you're in the common room alone. And he says, "Yeah, you can take the spare bunks." And he shows you that there are a number of spare bunks on this side and this one here. They're all available. And he tells you you can take those spare bunks for the duration of your mission. He tells you, he says, the details, he says, I still can't tell you too much, that, everything's confidential, but I can share a little bit of information with you. He says that Dostoevsky, there is a research base on Dostoevsky because an ancient site was found deep underwater on that planet. And the Imperium immediately set up, after its discovery, the Imperium set up a research base and kind of annexed Dostoevsky into Imperial control. And he says there is a bit of a grassroots development on Dostoevsky of people that want to essentially kick the Empire off of their planet, but there has been no official petition levied to the Moot to have that done so. And so until that happens, the research base will be there regardless, whether they like it or not. And he says they have some orders for me specifically that we are to pick up at Dostoevsky, and he thanks you for agreeing to assist.
Awesome. Glad to be here and not on the crappy space station.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, he chuckles. He's like, "Yeah, that place is a dump." He says, "But there are some far worse stations. There was this one time along that we were along the Sword Worlds border with the Imperium, and man, there are some stations there." He's like, I can't really go into it. It's all very hush hush, and you know, didn't happen, kind of situation. But let me tell you, there's some really bad places there.
Well, I'll tell him about us seeing the guy get sucked out of the window. Because that's not at all classified. He can hear all about it.
That's true.
So, are you doing anything during your week in Jump to Dostoevsky?
I'm going to work on my abs.
Okay.
I get with the first officer and we practice our blades.
Okay. That is very interesting that you say that.
We're both +2.
So, okay. So, Lieutenant Avery Ando readily agrees to this.
I mean, you take a look at his stats, and this guy wants to fight, I assume.
He is good.
He looks to me like a killer.
Yeah, he is very good with the blade. He normally wields a static blade.
I normally use a naval cutlass.
Okay. Okay.
I may ask him to switch from the static blade to something that's not so got a generator with an energy field, weakening the molecular bonds of the target. We're just sparring, not
Right. No, and I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Let me. In fact, that's what I'm looking for is some better, more suitable equipment. There we go. He'll match you with a cutlass from the ship's locker. And so you guys start your training. What is Darren doing during his week?
I'm just going to carouse with the crew.
Okay. So
Wow.
so Jace, if you're going to spend
Does the ship have a hidden still?
probably not. Jace, if you're going to spend 8 hours a day for the entire week working on your abs, I will allow you to make a 2D plus your education check, 8+. It's an average roll.
I only got 5.
If you had succeeded, I'd have given you athletic strength of 0
No,
or
damn.
1, depending on where you were at.
I got a flag 0, so I don't know. I guess
No,
I
that
didn't
would have given
commit.
you a 1 in athletics strength.
Maybe next month of jump. Or no,
Darren,
it's week.
you can go ahead and make a carouse plus social check.
Okay. Whew. It's 11.
Okay, so you spend some time in the common area, basically carousing with the crew, doing quite a bit of drinking over the week. You learn a couple of things. The crew all has a very high opinion of Lieutenant Grabota. But they do tell you that everything that he seems to be involved in is all uh, it all seems it's always confidential, classified to the highest degree, and many of them suspect that he's involved in a lot of black ops. They suspect that there are a lot of individuals that are no longer doing whatever it is that they weren't supposed to be doing around in the universe anymore because of the lieutenant.
The lieutenant commander.
Lieutenant commander, right. And they suspect that whatever this current mission is to Dostoevsky, and then to Tick Tick, the obvious conclusion is that they are drawing a parallel between the ancient site and the race called the Tick Ticks on Tick Tick.
Interesting. So they might be related to each other.
They most of the crew believes that that's probably true. As to what that could be, it's it would be pure conspiracy at this point. Theory. It's all speculation. And the crew almost unilaterally tell you that it's beyond them to really speculate at this point in time as to what might be going on.
That's interesting. So if he is typically involved in black ops, and this is related to that Tick Tick thing. So there's something weird going on here. Something weird.
Yeah, and almost every crew member agrees that there's probably something really weird going on, and then they kind of shrug and they're like,
It's normal.
Whatever,
for
normal.
them, it's like it's very normal. It's like, yeah, just don't think about it.
All right, I'll try not to think about it, and secretly think about it, I guess.
So, Gregor, you hold on just a second. Let me pull him back up. There he is. Or not Gregor. Happy.
I'll answer to either.
Right. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. Not. That's okay. That worked. Okay, so Lieutenant Ando meets you in the cargo hold, which is, they use that occasionally for sparring practice, things of that nature. And he has a cutlass. You can, and he tells you that the sparring will be to 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 knockout. He doesn't want to, he doesn't want to hurt you too badly.
Okay.
Um, you can go ahead and roll initiative 2d plus either your dex or intellect.
Since they're both +1. 9.
Okay. E. All right, you get to go first. How you want to do it?
Is it? Okay, what are you asking? I
Well,
thought I was.
I mean, you have initiative, so do you want to attack? Do you want to hold ready a action for him to attack you? You can, how do
I
you?
attack.
Okay, go ahead and make your melee blade plus dex check. Or, I'm sorry, melee blade plus either dex or strength, your choice.
11.
Okay, and he... He will parry with a reaction, making that a 9. So you can roll your damage plus 1 for your
Which is what? 1D plus 1 or 2D?
for a cutlass. It is the regular cutlass is 3D.
Plus 1. 10.
10. Okay. And in one attack, you have succeeded. He you bring the pommel up and smash him across the face, and he did not plan for getting hit that hard, and it goes down, and he from the floor he looks up and kind of spits out some blood, and he says, "You're an excellent fighter." He says, "Do you want to go again?"
We'll do that again tomorrow.
Okay. Well, tomorrow ends up not coming. He is in meetings with Lieutenant Commander Gabrodi, and things just he seems constantly busy doing paperwork.
He didn't like getting smacked.
As officer. Well, I mean, he is the first officer of the
Well,
ship.
yeah, that's true. And he's a lieutenant, and I'm only a sub-lieutenant, but we have both the same melee skills.
Right. So the rest of the week is pretty boring. Is Darren going to share the information that he has gleaned from browsing with the crew with Jace and Happy?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so you guys are all aware that there's some pretty shady shit going on with the lieutenant commander, and you come out of jump in Dostoevsky.
I don't remember if we visited them as pirates.
I don't remember ever going to Dostoevsky.
Yeah, I think you guys have purposely avoided Dostoevsky because you do know that there is a research base there and a huge imperial presence, and so you've kind of avoided it.
I don't think there's any kind of about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to. It's not someplace you'd really want.
Hey, look! We're wanted under imperial law.
So Dostoevsky is fairly. It is mostly a fairly nice planet. I wouldn't necessarily call it a garden world, but lot of large seas. It has 2 large moons, and the star is a very young F-type star. And because of the 2 large moons and the F-type star, they have combined to create a roiling and stormy atmosphere on the surface of the planet. So there always is some kind of hurricane going on somewhere on Dostoevsky, and it's almost always raining and wet. The environment is breathable if you're wearing a filter mask. And the overall, the planet is kind of warm and muggy. So, it's shirt sleeves except for a filter mask, as long as you don't mind the violent meteorological activity that's constantly going on there. High winds, rain, so you can wear a t-shirt and a filter mask, but you're going to get wet. And probably get a new hairdo from getting blown around in the wind changing direction constantly. And it currently holds client state status in the Imperium. Like the lieutenant commander told you, that's not exactly well liked, but it is what it is. And so you guys, he tells you as you head down to the planet. So, Happy, you can make a piloting Starship Plus Dex check to land on Dostoevsky's downport. Wow, you make that look easy. So, you bring this ship in, and as you are coming down to the world, the Lieutenant Commander Grabota tells you that we're not going to be here very long. I want to get the orders, and preferably, if we can leave same day, that would be great. So we're only going to be down here for a couple of hours, if that.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to be tired.
So,
right.
Are we getting refueled?
They will be refueling the ship here, yes. So,
Essentially,
you have the length of time it's going to take to refuel the ship before we back it in and leave again.
Okay.
Is there, in a couple of hours, is there anything that you want to see, look at, research? There are large portions of the base that are off limits to you. There's basically like a canteen that you can go into. There's a small library that is maybe the size, like 750 square feet, that is open to anybody that's looking for information. And then there is a back door that is security bio-coded that is classified information.
I'm going to go to the canteen.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm going to take a dump. If I got to get back in that seat and fly again.
Is there any way to
And get a sandwich. I get a sandwich.
Okay.
The weather's like really extreme, so is there a way to watch it? Sounds cool.
The canteen. So, which the not the original Doom video game, but like the first remake video game, there was a canteen in it where the window shutter, you could actually hit a button and close the window shutters, almost like the shutters from Aliens. The canteen has those, and they're open, so you can actually see the weather outside. Yet, now that I think about it, the research based on Dostoevsky would remind me a lot of Hadley's Hope. Except that they're not terraforming it. It's just shitty weather, like all the time. It's like October on the Oregon coast, every day, 365 fucking days a year. It's raining and stormy.
I love those storms coming in on the Oregon coast.
I do too, but they after a couple of days, you're like, all right, I'm enough of this. I'm ready to go home.
All right, so I'll watch it from the canteen.
Okay.
along with.
So there are a couple of other researchers here. If you guys want to, anybody who wants, you can make a carouse plus social check.
Oh, shit. I shouldn't do that.
I'd like to spend a little money too. Let's
So
maybe 50.
for every 100 credits that you spend, you can add +1 to your roll up to 300 credits.
Okay, I'll spend 100 credits.
Okay.
He buys $100 worth of cow horse burgers.
Cow horse burgers, yes.
All right, let's see what I get. 6.
Okay. So all of the researchers that you talk to, you talk to a xenobiologist and a archaeologist. The archaeologist is very very excited, but also at the same time very careful about what it is that they talk about. But they do tell you openly that they are on the research team examining the ancient site, and they have a series of submarines that they use to go down to the ancient site. And he tells you, he says, I've actually been down there, and he says it is incredible. We're finding all sorts of things here. And he says it seems that we're not the first ones to have been here.
So, who else has been here? What kind of a
He says that
indication is that?
He says we can only guess that maybe it was originally found by the Sindalian Empire, but we really have no. There's no actual tractable proof of that, but that would be our guess. I mean, they're the only.
Was the ancient site always underwater?
That's a good question. We don't know. I mean, perhaps. Before I open my mouth and stick my foot in it, let me double check something. Let's take a look.
Okay.
What does the wiki say? Dostoevsky. It says so it is an agricultural world. They produce high quality foodstuffs of plant, animal, and other forms. And food is a major export.
I assume other forms means fungus.
Probably, yeah. Requires extensive imports of outside technology.
There's only so many.
Right, yeah. Yeah, plant, animal, and other.
Floor and other.
You know, it does require imports of outside technology to remain modern. The archaeological site, high-tech remnants of the now vanished ancients precursor race. There is a research station. Client state. So he tells you that, and this he's speculating here. He says we don't have definitive proof yet, but there are some signs that perhaps Dostoevsky, maybe that ancient site wasn't always underwater. It appears that they were in an early form of terraforming the world. And that is probably what caused the seas and caused the research, caused their site to be submerged underwater. And he says, but it doesn't seem that they ever actually fully completed it. And from what meteorological information that we've gathered, it seems that that whatever this terraforming was that the ancients were capable of, it happened very quickly, like almost overnight.
So I've been to the ancient site of the Tav, probably, right?
Probably, yes.
So I guess I'd ask about has have they been to the ancient site of the Tav? And
He
if so, like what similarities there might be?
he hasn't been. This is actually his first outing. The xenobiologist has, and she says that there are a lot of similarities between the two sites. And she ties a lot of that similarity in that we can confirm that at some point in the past, either the ancients were, or they were Droin, or the Droin were a servitor race of the ancients.
Interesting. Okay.
And the xenobiologist tells you, she shakes your hand and she says, I'll be joining your crew. I'm heading back with Lieutenant Commander Grabroda. I've been assigned to the mission to Tic Tic as well.
Well, welcome aboard.
And she says, thank you, thank you. We will break here and pick this up next week at 7 o'clock with your journey back from Dostoevsky to Tyr and all of the things that entails.
Awesome. Thanks. I had a good time.
You're welcome. All right,
It
you
was
guys
Thank you.
have a good night, and I will see you next week.
See you.